Hey guys, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. You're on live with New. How's everybody doing tonight? Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the New Empowered Woman. We are going to give it a few seconds. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. This is N.E.W. New live on WWFN Worldwide Flavor Network, and you're on with Stacy B. It's Thursday and it's 6 p.m. and we're in studio live with our guest tonight, Lorena Lues, who is a wellness coach, and we are excited about what's about to go down tonight. So come on in, everybody. Come on in. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, how are you this evening, Miss Lorena?
Wonderful.
You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Wonderful.
We're waiting for everybody to come on in so we can get this conversation started.
Sounds great.
Let us know you're here. Hey, everybody.
Hi. I see some people online.
You see some? All
It's
right.
my first time on the
All
Facebook
right.
Live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. It's
Kinda
fun.
Cool. Yeah,
It's
kind
fun.
of cool.
Come on in. Come on in. All right. All right. So, how was your day today, Lorena?
It was very busy, like most days.
Okay.
Yeah, very busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you made it here in one piece.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I'm glad to be here.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
I couldn't wait to get you here.
Of course.
To share with us all of your expertise in so many areas. We had to pick one today. So we're getting ready for the snow.
Yes. Yeah, I can't wait. I love snow.
I know. That's why I'm like, okay. I didn't know if I was still going to be talking to you.
Yeah, I love
You
love
made
snow.
you made the snow come.
It's a celebration. It's not
Yes,
a celebration.
it's a celebration.
We'll walk
right?
out to when we leave here.
Yes, I think we will.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into this tonight. I just want to formally introduce you. My guest, Lorena Lues, is the founder and CEO of Utopia Wellness Health Coaching and Yoga. She has over 18 years of experience as a bilingual personal coach, educator, and practitioner of health and wellness. Her life is dedicated to coaching individuals physically and psychologically who live with chronic health conditions. The origin of her immense passion, knowledge, and education stem from her personal 22-year battle with an autoimmune disorder. Welcome, Lorena.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. So let's talk about how we met.
Yes.
How we met. We have a common thread between us.
We do. Yeah.
That would be lupus.
That's right.
And that's how we met, right?
Yeah.
So you have been an advocate over so many years, talking to people, and you're really involved with the Lupus Association of America.
Yep. I'm part of their education committee, of the Lupus Foundation of America Education Committee. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great.
We do a lot of education in the community. I do my own also. I every year I do my lupus awareness campaign on Facebook, and I'm constantly connecting to someone that has lupus that needs some education on how to stay well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that's a passion of mine as well.
Yeah.
We're always involved more than September.
Yes.
Which is
absolutely.
the walk and all of that. We are doing things, or trying, or at least I'm trying to do things throughout the year. You are actually, really in the trenches.
Yeah, advocating.
So, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are getting diagnosed on a daily basis. It's just so necessary.
Okay, yeah. So, and I can't wait till that time of year, May, when we really get into Lupus Awareness, Lupus Awareness Month. So, hey guys. I don't know who that is, but hey, Shanae, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining in live. So let's see. So now let's talk about a little background about Utopia Wellness. Give us a little background about that.
Sure. So Utopia Wellness was created out of my own I saw a need, really is what happened. I saw a need in the community for people that were living with chronic health conditions. Not everyone. Now when I've worked with women and men, it hasn't always been lupus.
Okay.
So I saw a need of education in terms of personal empowerment, related to disease management, related to nutrition, related to how the way we think about our chronic conditions affect the way we thrive with them or not. So I'll never forget that feeling of helplessness and hopelessness in the doctor's office when I got diagnosed.
Right.
And as time went on, being told that you're going to be on medication forever and this is what's going to happen, and it's a very grim future for me. So I just started searching on my own as to what research based nutritional resources were out there for me, and just stress management, everything that has to do with what I can do, what people can do. That's how Utopia was born. When I saw it work for me, and I would give my friends tips, people that had lupus, like, maybe try this. I wonder if this will help. It was an experiment at first. Yeah. And then when I saw that, people were really getting better and I was getting better and I was thriving, I said, well, maybe I need to do this to really reach more people in the community and really educate them on things that they can do on their own aside from going to the doctor and taking medicine, which is very important and part of many people's treatment plans, but there's other things as well. Because I didn't want to just live with it. I wanted to thrive. I wanted to be happy and healthy and enjoy my life.
Yeah, and you always say that. You always say, I don't have lupus, so I don't live with it. You always say that you're thriving.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how Utopia was born, and I've always been very passionate about wellness, self-care, because I saw how transformational it was for me in my journey. And so I just continue to be very passionate about it and learn more and more.
Okay, awesome. So what other areas have branched out from Utopia Wellness, other than, like you said, the lupus diagnosis is what prompted it.
Yeah.
So what other things have branched out from Utopia Wellness, or what other chronic diseases do you advise?
So I also work with mental health wellness as well.
Okay.
I work in a mental health clinic, and a lot of what I have learned in owning Utopia and working with people that have physical conditions, I kind of use also when I work with clients or patients at the mental health clinic, because chronic disease is chronic disease. It's lifelong. Everyone has to develop their own journey in terms of how to work with their health issues and how to heal from them. But it's very the process of them are common. There's relapsing. Okay. There's things that you can do to self-soothe or take care of yourself physically and emotionally. So, and I've never looked at the body and the mind separately anyway. Okay. I've always looked at, people that have me having a chronic health condition, you having a chronic health condition, the way you think about it is going to affect the physical component of it.
Absolutely.
And I see a lot of people that have mental health issues that it affects them physically. People that have depression might have, different somatic issues because of it. They might feel tired, or they might have stomach issues. And there's no diagnosis about anything that has to do with having stomach issues, but it's the connection of the mind and the body. It affects each other. So it's, the whole with Utopia, been able to utilize everything that I've learned there to work at the clinic. And I've been working in mental health for like almost 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. So it's been my passion. That was like my initial, I was very inspired because a family member of mine, very dear to my heart, suffers every day with chronic mental health issues.
Oh, wow.
So that was my inspiration for even going to school for mental health.
Yeah.
But again, I don't look at it as two separate things. I think, the mind and the body are connected, and you have to address, you can't, it affects each other. So you can't think of it as like, if somebody has a physical condition, not to be able to, kind of tap into like, well, how are they thinking about it, or how are they living with it in their hearts and in their minds in their day to day.
And that's so true. And like they said, where the mind goes, the body will follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
very true. And it's not just, a woo-woo concept. I mean, there's plenty of studies, that demonstrate how, wound healing happens quicker when people are less stressed, or when there's more of a positive attitude. There's people that have healed from different chronic conditions. There's lots of literature on it. So some people think it's just like a woo-woo concept, but there's actual, scientific literature to back that up.
Okay, wow. That's important. And, and a lot of people who have said, to me before, as long as I've had lupus, it doesn't seem like you have lupus, or, and I said, it's all about how I'm thinking, or I'm either working out or trying to be mindful of my diet and all of that. But it is true, your mind, it affects everything. Like you said, it affects every single thing. And that's interesting when you said that that wounds even heal.
Oh, yeah.
Quicker,
yep,
just how you're thinking.
Yeah, there's studies on, and how stressed out you are, and how, and it's. I think that's, if I had to, give advice or support to anyone living with any chronic condition, I would always say, work on strengthening your mind, and work on, choosing the right thoughts to help you to feel better. Okay. Now, this is not easy, right? Because
absolutely, I know it's easier said
than done. It's a practice. And there's a lot of yogic techniques in yoga.
Oh, awesome! I can't wait until we get into that.
Yeah, the yoga part. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that. If you are just joining us, we are in studio live with Lorena Lues, who is the CEO and founder of Utopia Wellness. She's a wellness coach, and she's here tonight to talk about a plethora of things. We are talking about how she started her business, what prompted it, which was her lupus diagnosis, but also she is giving us a lot of information on the mind-body connection. Mm-hmm. So if you have any questions, please give us questions tonight. Pick her brain. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk about wellness as it relates to women. So, hey, everybody, I see you coming on in. Hey, Audra, how are you? Thanks for joining in. Angie, Michelle, hi. And my mom is watching. Hey, Miss Ann. She loves Lorena. She loves Lorena. Oh, my goodness.
I love her back.
Yes, indeed.
I send her love.
Lorena sends you love, Miss Ann, Mommy. So, yes, please, you guys, please give us some questions on this topic tonight on wellness. So, we still have a few more minutes before we have to take a break. Also, today's show is brought to you in part by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a free 30-day trial membership. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/worldwide flavor, browse the unmatched selections of audio programs, download a title free, and start listening. It's just that easy. Again, go to www.audibletrial.com/worldwide flavor and start your free trial today. So we've gotten the disclaimer out of the way so we can have more time to talk to you, Lorena. So before we have to take a break, like I said, we still have a good amount of time. Talk to me again about other areas. So you said chronic disease. We did the mental health, the lupus. Are there any other diseases that would benefit from you? from your services?
Sure. Autoimmune conditions, all kinds of autoimmune conditions. I say chronic disease.
Okay, chronic disease.
Yeah.
Chronic.
Every chronic disease, I believe, every chronic disease, we can work in some way to teach people how to live better with the chronic disease. Mm-hmm. So, diabetes.
Okay.
Hypertension, MS.
Yes,
lupus, arthritis, all those diseases that are chronic, ongoing, and have potential for relapsing. I believe you can utilize your own skills to be able to thrive with any of them. Again, it's all a practice, and a lot of times it's easier when you have guidance, to do that, because sometimes I get clients and they just don't know certain things.
Okay.
They haven't tried certain things, and sometimes it's just those small things, like even taking a break at work instead of working the whole day, or drinking more water, or it's not, a lot of times people think, when they think, oh, wellness coach or seeing a therapist, I have to make all these changes and it's going to be so hard, because change is difficult. Mm-hmm. People are challenged by change. But it's just small things, it's just those small things that make huge differences. Any chronic condition, you can benefit from making lifestyle changes.
Wow, and that's important. So you said even something as, that we don't even think about, like you said, I know I'm guilty, Lorena.
Yeah.
I barely get lunch, every day.
Yeah.
Because I may end up leaving at 3:30 because I'm taking my lunch then, so I may as well go home.
Right.
I come in at 7:30 and I'm rolling until 4:30.
All day. Yeah.
All day.
And a lot of us do that. I do that sometimes too. And then I wonder why I'm a spaz by the time I leave. I'm like, I look at myself in the mirror. What happened today? Mm-hmm. You didn't sit down, and eat. You didn't. We all do it. We all do it because we kind of lose that conscious way of living. Mm-hmm. We're doing this, doing that, have to get the work done, and think that, produce, finish everything today. And it's a pressure that we put on ourselves.
Absolutely.
It's unnecessary. Mm-hmm. It's unnecessary, but it's just, you get into a habit of doing things that way.
Yeah.
But, and then I take my break and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. Uh-huh. My mind feels so much clearer now. I can really focus. I can really, do a better job than I did if I would have kind of pushed the whole day. Because your mind needs time to regroup.
Yeah.
Your brain needs that rest, even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes, just to kind of breathe and relax.
Okay. Yeah, and like you said, you help other chronic conditions, like the diabetes. And I'm hoping that people are hearing this and just not getting so used to what the doctor is dishing out, to us. I know we have to use wisdom, but there are other things that, we can help to counteract these, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, these poisons that we have, that we're taking every day, and even with the mind-body connection, and then the stress, and then the not taking the breaks, and all of that is so important. So 2019,
I mean, it's just a very stressful time.
It certainly is.
And in a lot of people's lives, there's a lot of stress going on. The world's moving so fast. Everybody's on their phones.
Oh my goodness!
We're constantly, what's next? What are we doing next? There's not a lot of downtime. Mm-hmm. We fill up our days like from morning till night with something to do, and there's a lot to be said for just sitting for a moment. Mm. And just breathing for a moment. I mean, doesn't that feel good? Just to kind of breathe for a moment and just sit and not have something to do. We're in traffic. We got to get here, and pick up the kids and do this and do that. It's just a lot. It's a lot there's a lot that's expected for us to do nowadays, women and men. Yes. And so, it's so important more than ever now to be able to have that time. Yeah. To breathe and decompress. And those breaks are really important during the day.
Yes, and that's why I'm excited that when we come back from our break, we're going to talk, a little more about what you said about we're going to discuss wellness as it relates to women.
Yes.
And is it different than a man's stress? And then you'll give us some tips to, manage that stress. And stay tuned, please. Tune in, stay tuned, because Lorena's going to put us all to sleep.
Or are we meditating?
She's going to give
are
us
we going to do some free?
She's going to give us some techniques that we can use when we are, stressing out and all of that.
Great.
So please come back after the break, and we're about to take that break right now. So don't leave us. We'll be back shortly.
So I'm still on my Facebook Live. Do I?
Yes, keep it on.
Just keep it on. Okay.
Ended.
Okay. Oh, then now you have to start it. Okay. You guys, I'm a rookie on the Facebook Live, so this is my first time.
Hey. Thanks for joining us.
And if people have questions, they can type it in too.
Yep, they can type it in. I wish I was confident on the phone lines. You could call in and talk to Lorena.
Type them in, and then we'll answer some questions.
Yeah.
It's funny, someone said on here, Lamont said, yes, everyone thinks because we look so great, that there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right. Yeah.
And I'm so glad you talked about the other chronic diseases too.
Yes.
That are prevalent in our community. The diabetes and all of that. The MS. People who have had strokes and things like that. So we'll talk about all of that when we come back with Lettucey. Hey!
They're even more prevalent in the Latino and African American communities.
Wow.
So much more prevalent. Yeah.
But we've got something that we're dealing with in this climate now. Come on, ladies. I know you have a question. Hey, Cousin Bonnie. Hey! All the way from New York. Oh, man. I feel special now, girl. Thank you so much.
We're on a break.
We're on a break right now. Yeah. We're on a break. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. 2 minutes left. Think of those questions. And please type your question in to ask Lorena.
We're talking about wellness, so if you have any questions at all, go ahead and type them in.
Any wellness questions? Hey, Cousin Bonnie, thank you. That's so cute. I wish I knew how to wave. Angie does that every time.
There's probably a button that you hit.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So I'm going to wave here.
At the bottom, there's all kinds of funky little things you can do, but I'm not going to try them now.
The wave is not there on mine.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it. Okay, and Audra says, I'm going to say your question, your comment again. Audra says there are other modalities for healing.
Yes.
Yes. That's a $2,500 word.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Come on. Questions. I can't wait to get to the exercise.
Well, you've experienced it before. That's why.
I can't wait. Come on, Cousin Bonnie. I need you to bring some questions in when we come back from the break. We have 35 seconds.
35 seconds, guys.
35, maybe about 40. Because we have other little commercials to do.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hey. Hi, Mom.
My mom is just on here.
First time, right?
All right. Let me know you're here. Wave at me. Talk to me.
Mom, if you have any questions, you can ask them. You can type them in.
All right. My brother is working this board tonight. He's a quick learner.
He's doing an excellent
he learned
job.
in like 20 seconds flat.
Job.
He is like he has like 20 jobs because he's recording and he's working the board.
We're almost
telling
back.
you, this is my right hand, my left hand.
Don't leave. I'm going to do a meditation in a couple of
Hey,
couple
Natalie,
of minutes.
thank you for joining.
What's going on, folks? It's an excellent organizer, exoskeleton. You're now listening to Freestyle Fridays with N.E.W on the Worldwide Flavor Network.
And we're back. We're back from break. And we are here. If you are just joining us, we are here with Lorena Lues, who is a wellness coach and CEO and founder of Utopia Wellness. So, Lorena, when we left off, you gave us so much information about how you started Utopia with your diagnosis with lupus and the other chronic diseases that benefit from your teachings and your specialty. So mostly chronic diseases. So we're going to pick back up and we're going to talk about briefly wellness as it relates to women. Now, is there a difference between women and men, the stress?
So I think that there is a difference because women so a couple of things I'll say. First thing is that men seem to not verbalize as much how they feel. Not all men. So that creates a lot of tension, a lot of internal tension for men.
Okay.
And women seem to verbalize more how they feel. And which can be helpful, depending on who you're sharing your thoughts with. Obviously, there's there's ways that we process things too. The way men process things different than women. Physically, I think that men and women can be diagnosed with any number of chronic health conditions. I think that's something that's just depending on what lifestyle they're leading, genetics, what your mom and dad, had. If they had, different health issues, they may be passed down to you. But I think the main thing in the terms of the difference is how, men don't seem to verbalize as much how they feel. Okay. So they that creates an internal tension for them and a lot of stress.
Right.
A lot of stress.
And because they hold things in like that, it seems like it would be maybe a little worse. I don't know. I guess in different aspects.
Generally, it's women usually share with their girlfriends, like what's going on with them. They'll call a girlfriend or a mom or an aunt or whatever, or they're more likely to go to a therapist, to get help. And, men don't tend to do that as much. Right. Men usually need, and again, these are all generalizations, right? Because there's some men that are much better at that. But usually, your dad or your husband or your boyfriend or your cousin needs you to say, hey, usually a woman to say, hey, maybe you should go get that checked out, or or what's going on with you? You look sad today, and and men don't usually have a man that they share stuff with a lot of times.
That's so true.
And that's a societal thing because we tell our young boys that big boys don't cry, and men are supposed to they're supposed to be pretty much unemotional and strong, and and all those things are very damaging and harmful,
and it's killing you. It's actually killing you.
They're really harmful and damaging.
So did you find that to be true, Derek? Television man and board man? Do you have trouble confiding when you're stressed or to another man?
I don't, because I'm a metrosexual.
Okay, he's the coolest man on the planet.
But that's unusual. Like a lot of men don't. I'm not going to say most, but a lot of men will not verbalize how they feel. You have to kind of pull it out of them.
You do.
You know.
Wow. Okay. And
also, let's not forget of if God forbid, a male in our communities, the Latino or African American communities seek mental health. That's like such a taboo, in the community. It's usually looked stigmatized tremendously.
Mm-hmm. Well, my cousin, she has a comment and question.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to get all these in here.
Okay.
So my cousin Bonnie says someone she knows has MS, has had it for about 20 years, on multiple medicine, and she says she doesn't know what they are. But is there a better way to get her to feel better? She doesn't walk any. She can feed herself and brush her teeth, but she was wondering what else can be done.
Yoga. Yoga. And I don't know her, so I don't know her her mobility and such, but yoga is one of those things that's so miraculous because you don't even need to move to do yoga. It's just about going inside and visualizations and deep breathing and relaxing the body. So even just that kind of, especially if she has pain, if she has pain issues, you can manage a lot of that with diaphragmatic breathing, visualizations, and such. So that's one of the things that she could be doing.
Wow, that's awesome. So,
but I don't know her, so I don't know, how much she will be able to do physically in terms of movement.
Right. Okay, well, that is a great segue into what I've been excited to get to.
My mom has a question.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
She just said, what do you do to be so healthy? What are some of the things that you do to stay healthy?
Talk to me.
She's talking to me. She's asking me the question.
Okay, go ahead.
So I try to make sure that I do some sort of movement each day, whether it's walking or yoga or stretching. I have a routine of sleep. So most nights I'm getting at least 7 hours of sleep. I don't always maintain that routine, but for most nights I do. I think sleep is very, very important. And the other thing that I do almost all the time is try to eat foods that don't contain a big toxic load, so not a lot of chemicals. So that's the other thing that I try to do to stay well. And I try to keep a positive attitude, Mom. No matter what's going on in my life, hard days, I try to have a positive perception about them whenever I can. Thank you for your question, Mom.
Oh, thank you for your question, Mom. Great. Thank you for your question, Cousin Bonnie. And thank you for your comment, Audra, when you said that there are different modalities for healing.
Yes,
and so true, so true. So, again, before we wrap this up, I'm ready to get into the exercise that you have for us. So what is this exercise and teaching to reduce stress?
So what we're going to do is something very simple. We're going to do how much time do we have?
Let's see, about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. So so this is a great example of what you can do throughout the day because we only have 5 minutes, right? So this is a very good example of how you can in 5 minutes sort of reset your nervous system from a very hectic day. So I'll kind of share what I do and what I teach. So what you want to do is, you can do this anywhere. We're going to do a breathing technique.
Okay, everyone, do this with us.
Yeah, let's do it together because then you can really experience it and maybe even share how you felt afterwards.
Okay.
So the first thing I want you to do is just, you can be doing the sitting, you can do the standing too. If you're sitting, just make sure that in whatever position you are, you have a nice tall spine. So that's really important. Just relax your shoulders back. And then go inside, meaning close your eyes, find a way to connect, to close out whatever's happening outside. So disconnect from the colors that you're looking at. Really just kind of close your eyes so that you can be present in the moment and inside your body. And first notice how you feel. So as soon as you close your eyes, you have a nice tall spine, your shoulders are relaxed, shoulder blades together. You can have your hands on your lap. Notice how you feel. So is there tension that you're feeling anywhere? Become aware of your body. Is there a shoulder that feels warmer than the other one? Is anything. Connect with the coolness in the room. Anything that you can connect to bring you to this present moment. Now, I got to warn you, as you do this, very often when we're trying to relax and be, thoughts will start invading our minds, right? All these thoughts start coming into our minds. And so when that happens, the best thing to do is just kind of acknowledge them. Just say, okay, I'm thinking, and now I'm letting them go. So take them in, notice them, and then let them go. And then get back to what you're doing. So after you notice how you feel, you notice the sensations in your body, what I want you to do is gently inhale through your nose. So you just want to do a gentle inhalation through your nose, counting for 3. You can do 3, you can do 4, you can do 5, whatever's comfortable for you that doesn't bring tension into your body. So you're going to breathe in, 1, 2, 3. You're going to hold for 1, and then you're going to exhale for 3 again. So you're going to part your lips just a little bit and then let it go. And this is all you're going to do the entire time for 5 minutes. You can do this for 2 or 3 minutes to kind of reset and get yourself in a calmer, more peaceful state, especially in those really busy days. A lot of times I do this when I'm in my car. So, when I get in my car in the evening or before I get in my car to go to work, I'll just close my eyes and I'll start the breathing. So again, you're going to breathe in for 3, just to count, just to have like a tracking of how much you're breathing in. You're going to hold for 1 second, like 1 count, and then you're going to exhale for 3. And the inhale is a receiving of energy, a receiving of peacefulness, a receiving of positivity, a receiving of something that you need. And the exhale is letting go of stress, of tension, or of that conversation that really just threw your day off earlier when you got in an argument with a girlfriend or the whoever, somebody at the pharmacy, whatever it was, something that created that tension in your body. And you just keep doing that. You keep inhaling, exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, and you'll start seeing that the more you do that, the more your body will begin to relax. And as you're doing this, just notice like what's happening with your body, what's happening with your mind. Focus on slowing the breath up. So when you first start breathing, you might notice that when you first start the exercise, you might notice that your breathing is rapid or maybe even shallow. So the more you breathe in and you release, you can deepen the breath. And a nice thing to do is just set your clock.
Okay.
Set it on your cell phone so that you know when to come out, of it. Before you come out of it, just slowly and gently come out of it. Don't just open your eyes and come out of the car or like jump up. Just slowly come out of it. Relax your shoulders back up, back down. Open your eyes gently. Just kind of, okay, here we go. Here we go. So that's something really simple. I mean,
really simple, but so
I call it a reset.
And effective.
It's a reset.
It's a reset.
It's a reset of
Hit that reset button.
2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, obviously the longer you do it, you probably will get more into it and relax more. Okay. But you don't need a long time.
Right.
And you can even do this like outside, like go outside. Like if the day at work is crazy, you go outside, look at the beautiful trees, look at the sky, connect with what's outside in your environment, and then you can just like keep your eyes open and do some breathing. Okay. It's all about bringing you to the present moment. Sometimes we just get out of that present moment.
Right. Okay, that was wonderful. Okay, everyone, wake up. We're back. Okay, so while we wrap up, I want to get the question that we had from Audra. She says, okay, and really quickly because we've got to really run. So, what do you believe is the leading cause for fibroids, and what are your suggestions, if any, for how to minimize them without surgery?
So, I don't have a lot of knowledge on fibroids. Okay. I do what I do know. So I don't have a whole lot that I can give you on as far as information on fibroids. But what I can tell you is that there is some information on caffeine making fibroids worse.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, that I've read a lot of things surrounding that. But I don't have any experience with working with anyone with fibroids.
Okay. And one last comment from Natalie. She says, stress is a silent killer.
Yes, it is.
Even if you talk with someone, but subconsciously, your body is still reacting to the stress. She said she found herself in ICU a little over 4 years ago with red blood levels had dropped dangerously. So let's see, had dropped dangerously below, and platelets were too. Thank God I haven't had another flare up like this. Changed her lifestyle, the way of eating, and just start to let stuff go.
That's right. You know? That's right. Somebody on my Facebook said breathe in. Mandy said breathe in the white light, positivity, and exhale the negativity.
That's it.
And you know what, she makes a good point. What is her name?
Natalie.
Natalie makes a good point because sometimes being around certain people will create, energy is very powerful.
Yes, it is.
So if sometimes you're around certain people, you're absorbing that energy. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things also, is just to be mindful of who you choose to be around. Because that in itself can create a lot of tension and stress in your life. Yeah. Because you get to choose.
That's good.
What do you surround yourself with?
We get to choose.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's a great way to wrap up on this discussion this evening, Lorena. Thank you so much, honey, for just coming out. I'm so excited to even see you.
Yeah, you
haven't
too.
Seen you in a minute.
You too. I know.
Wow. So, everyone, I hope you gained some valuable information on women and wellness tonight from Lorena Lues, who is an awesome wellness coach, CEO, and founder of Utopia Wellness. So to wrap up, I just wanted to let you know that we'll be back next Thursday on Worldwide Flavor Network on New Empowered Woman. You can get the replay on the Worldwide Flavor Facebook and YouTube pages, and also on the New Empowered Woman Facebook page. Please don't forget to stop by and like the page and share it. And also, there are sponsorship opportunities available to advertise your business or event at great rates. So once again, thank you for joining us on New Empowered Woman, where the new is all about you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.